So I'm Tyler Bushnell, CEO of Polycade.
Any relation to Nolan Bushnell?
Son.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about Polycade. Besides your dad, Polycade is exactly what? It looks like one thing, but tell me what the vision of this product is.
For sure. Polycade is a modern arcade console for social gaming, right? And so arcade machines are a great shoulder-rubbing experience that you can play with your friends. And this product can run everything from retro classics to modern, the latest and greatest Street Fighter V and Mortal Kombat 10.
You know, one thing I was kind of shocked by, and we'll get this in B-roll later, that you can put a actual CPU, like an actual computer, your own rig into this with Steam running on it.
Yeah, that's right. So we supply these with a gaming grade PC. It comes with a GeForce 1050. Reasonable CPU, and so you can run Steam, you can run our own interface. For those that want, they could put Hyperspin or something like that on there. Really, our goal is to make basically the best PC case that you can then use in whatever way you feel like you want to.
So, the human interface device joysticks that are the old school arcade kind of setup with those buttons, but you've mapped them to work with Xbox One controller. Can you talk a little bit about how you discovered that some of these retro indie games that are coming out in 2018, 17, 19 play so well on a retro kind of human interface?
Yeah, totally. So, we actually got into this for the retro titles, and we started scratching the surface on your modern indies like Broforce and Speedrunners. And as soon as we started playing with some of those on this kind of interface, we were like, oh man, this is amazing. It's like these games were made for an arcade machine. And so the nice thing about Xbox controllers, since these controls recognizes Xbox controllers, most games work right out of the box, no configuration necessary.
And in those rare cases where you do need some expansion, you offer USB ports and a drawer where you can put a keyboard and mouse in it.
Yeah, that's right. So like this drawer will come out, and you can have your keyboard and mouse in there. You could even swap out the front panel if you want. USB ports in there, headphone jack, microphone jack, the whole nine.
Retro gaming is becoming new. It's kind of funny to say that, but there's a whole generation of kids whose parents grew up on retro gaming, but to these kids, these games are brand new. Because you talk about that opportunity that you folks have to bring like a whole new generation into this old school of gaming.
Yeah, so that's a thing that we think that once a great game, always a great game, and we don't think that these retro games should be lost to the sands of time. One thing we weren't sure when we first made the product is if kids would like a lot of those retro games, and we've found that kids love them because, after all, once a great game, always a great game. Pac-Man, Street Fighter 2, they're never going to get old.
So I want to talk about something that at some other of your arcade machine competitors is viewed as taboo, emulators. You're shipping with emulators, including Dolphin on this device, right?
Sure, yeah. We loaded up with emulators fully configured so that should you want to do the ROM thing, you can just drop them in. You don't have to do the work of configuration.
And that's huge for game preservation also, because there's some ROMs out there for cartridges that are super rare or hard to find or eventually will be broken.
Yeah, totally. And we understand the idea of like the purist way of thinking, where you want the original hardware and all of that kind of thing. But I live in an apartment and I can't have 35 arcade machines in there. Even when it comes to collecting cartridges and stuff, it's a lot of work. You have to have the space. And so for everyone else, we believe that emulation is awesome. That it allows us to still access the games in a close to perfect capacity.
And you're also talking about the space concerns for a bar or a restaurant to have 35 different arcade rigs. It's not plausible. So this offers a huge value to those folks too. And you guys are already considering new business models in that respect, right?
Yeah, exactly. And with those like barcade concepts, you have to employ a specialist in order to repair these machines that are 30 and 40 years old. It's expensive. Not all venues can do that, and so we offer this as a single unit that is very low maintenance for a bar that just wants to fill that corner with something nice for their customers.
So, how long have you been working on this, and what was the genesis of the idea? Like, is this a product that you yourself wanted, and that's why you made it?
Yeah, exactly. I felt like there was a missing piece in the gaming industry. We don't really have a modern form factor machine that can play both retro and modern titles. I wanted to put it in my living room. My wife's an interior designer, and so the concept, the idea of putting a retro cabinet in there, she said absolutely not. And so I went to the drawing board and designed my own. And I asked her, like, what about this in the living room? And she said, okay, that works.
So the wife had to be approved by her for aesthetic purposes.
That's right, exactly.
So where can we find out more about the product, and how much does it cost?
Yeah, so Polycade.com. The product is $3,900. Again, highly expandable, and this is all steel. So really, this thing's going to last forever.
And the 3900 comes with an actual PC.
Yeah, it comes with an actual gaming grade PC. Do it for Shacknews, guys.
Oh yeah.